All right, and we're live. Let's talk about some viewer comments on some of our shorts. What was the first one?
The first one, see, what did you get for us? It's cry paste something. Look at this guy. Imagine being this racist and bigot. Somebody said this to us?
Yep.
No, okay. Imagine being this racist and bigoted that you think mentioning Britain in a positive light is necessarily an endorsement of colonization. What?
Yeah, I don't get it. Let's watch the short to see what he's referencing.
Okay, yeah. Let's remind ourselves. Okay. Oh gosh, we have pro-colonization right there. Okay, wait. Let's see. What would we talk about? Let's watch. Low-key, a super pro-colonization statement. So all these cities are having turmoil because they don't have kids. I don't know why.
A diverse amount of cities.
I remember what this is, but only Britain soldiers on, and so, gosh, it feels bad. It feels bad, but this is a really good pro-colonization statement.
Wait. I don't. Why is it a pro-colonization statement?
Okay, so the world stops having kids.
Okay.
And then every other country in the planet, they start attacking each other or collapsing or crumbling or whatever. And so England is the only one that survives. Like England, like the king of colonizers, is the only one that were able to keep their stuff together, keep it organized. Like maybe the whole world should be run by Britain. It's low-key. I think that's right. Okay, so first of all, this is from Children of Men, right? And Children of Men, the whole world has fallen apart, and Britain is the only country that's still functional.
Yep.
Right. So what I'm saying here is maybe if the other countries had still been colonies of Britain, then Britain, who clearly has some organizational abilities, like maybe the other countries would be okay.
Okay, so it's low key a pro-colonization argument.
Yeah.
Because everyone else falling apart, and Britain soldiers on. So, but if they had been ruled by Britain elsewhere, they might be held together.
That's right. If you were still underneath the umbrella, I'm big brother's looking out for me.
The Commonwealth, I don't necessarily agree with that, but
I mean, but okay, I don't really agree with that in real life. What I'm saying is, in the movie, that's what this is saying.
Yeah. Okay. So, what did this guy say?
What did this guy say? Cry paste some more.
8348.
Oh, this is okay. This is kind of a trolly thing. Okay, but let's see. Let's face value. See what he says. Imagine being this racist and bigoted. Okay, so this is attacking us. Okay,
yeah.
That you think mentioning Britain in a positive light is necessarily an endorsement of colonization.
Okay, so if I take the second part of the statement after that.
Okay,
you think mentioning Britain in a positive light is necessarily an endorsement of colonization. I think so. You can mention Britain in a positive light, and that's not necessarily an endorsement of colonization. So
absolutely.
You can talk about Britain, positive or negative, without endorsing colonization. That's what he's saying in the second part.
Yeah, well, that's right.
Our implication is we're talking about Britain in a positive light in Children of Men, and we're somehow somewhat endorsing colonization. And because we think we can't decouple the two, he's calling us bad person. Is that right?
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay. So like I could talk about Bentleys. Bentleys are from Britain, and I'm not saying colonization stuff at all. Like no, that's separate. Like the colonization history stuff, right? And so he can't separate. He doesn't understand that we can separate it. He's saying like if you talk about Britain, you guys talk about colonization, blah blah blah. Like no, that's not what we're saying. And so since this person thinks that we can't separate it, that we are racist and bigoted. Is that what he's saying?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's saying we can't separate it, so we're bad. But I think we can separate it. We just said maybe there's a little bit of lack of separation. That's okay.
We're saying in the context of Children of Men. That's what's going on here.
That's right. Okay, I think we figured it out. What's the? There's another comment, right?
Right. So this was for the same short.
Yep.
Yeah. And so could it be that one main reason that Britain is still somewhat stable is because it's an island? It is isolated from the rest of the world. You would have to cross dozens, if not hundreds, thousands of miles through rough seas to get to Britain. Yeah, absolutely.
So the implication here being that your big islands are going to be okay. So that's Britain, Ireland, Madagascar,
Yeah.
Sri
Yeah.
Lanka,
Yeah.
Japan,
Yep. Australia, New Zealand,
Australia, island continent, sure. New Zealand,
yeah.
both
Madagascar.
islands,
It'd be dope there.
Indonesia, like many.
Hawaii. Hawaii's probably fine.
Hawaii is probably fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gosh, and there's a bunch of Southeast Asian islands that are. I mean, they're probably fine too.
However, I believe in the list of cities that are falling apart, Tokyo is included
Well,
in the clip. So let's see. I think at the very beginning there. Yeah, right there.
yeah, Tokyo's out. World has collapsed.
So somehow being an island might be necessary, but not sufficient.
I buy that.
Maybe.
I buy that. Yeah, I think we talked about this in a different section of this movie where we said if you were in France or something and say there were marauders in Germany, they could just cross the Rhine. Like that's easy to do. But if you have to cross the channel, that could be challenging. Choppy waters, you don't necessarily have a boat. That could be challenging. So definitely Britain being a couple islands helps them for sure.
Yeah. So you don't get the I don't know, bands of people just walking around causing problems. They cannot cross the channel, so you don't get those problems. Maybe it's helping with stability. I think I tend to agree with that.
Absolutely. This is a good comment.
Yeah, good comment. Yeah. And then I think there was another comment, but this was on a different short, a Robocop short.
So yeah, let's read the comment first. Love the scene, but couldn't he have just left the room? It's not as if ED 209 was going to start busting down walls faster than the Kool-Aid Man. And we know Big Ed 209 couldn't handle stairs. Yeah. I think I know what this was. Okay. Okay, we got the clip. Here, this is Ed 209.
Ed 209.
This is the live demo. That's right.
Live demo. Let's go.
Simulate a typical arrest and disarming. Use your gun in a threatening manner. Pointed at Ed 209. Yes, sir.
Chrome Deagle.
Please put down your weapon. You have 20 seconds to comply.
Put the gun down.
You now have 15 seconds to comply. You now have 5 seconds to comply. I am now.
Oh, he's panicking.
Okay. So our commenter is saying the guy who got shot. I don't think he has a name. So Jinbone Zero is saying instead of the guy who got shot, instead of running towards I don't know the board and getting stuck, he could have run
getting
out
stuck
the door.
in front of the little demo thing. Yeah.
He could have run out the door within the 15 seconds, and there's no way Ed 209 could have followed.
I think that's right.
Yeah,
because Ed 209 is tanky, but not agile. So you could do this like power slide around the legs or like go around, and Ed 209 would have a hard time turning around.
And if he got to the stairs and he ran down the stairs or got to an elevator, went down the elevator, I think Ed 209 would have a hard time following him.
That's right.
Maybe the test Robocop will be able to shut him down.
Robocop beats Ed 209 by going down the stairs.
My God, yeah. Although,
actually, you don't even have to run down the stairs. You can just step to the side of Ed 209, and then Ed is like turning around. Just like in a boss fight in like a video games, like you just circle around the guy so that he can't ever hit you. You just hit him in the leg or something.
Gosh, how nerve-wracking would that be? You get to the side of Ed 209, and he's just slowly turning, and you just got to stay ahead of him. And you could be doing those circles for like an hour as the people troubleshoot. Don't trip, otherwise you'll die.
Look, he's pretty slow. He's pretty right?
slow. Yeah.
Which means it could just be a walking pace. Like not bad actually.
Right. Well, I mean, in a video game, easy when you're fighting the boss, but in real life,
you trip once and you're like, done. I guess you could even hop on the back of Ed 209. Like, what's he gonna do?
Yeah, maybe open up the hatch, throw in a grenade.
Oh yeah. Okay, so it's fully like Halo stuff.
Fully Halo.
Yeah, this is a good comment.
Yeah, good comment. Yeah,
you're thought out. I like it.
Although, to be fair to the character, he panicked, he ran the wrong way, didn't know what to do, and by the time he figured it, done. Toast, dead.
Yeah.
He didn't go to work that day thinking it was going to be the subject of a live ammo live demo.
Yeah. He's like, I'm a junior colleague. I'm trying to climb the ladder. Like, what? Well, I'm not expecting this.
Yeah, what the heck? Dead.
I think you got one more for us.
One more comment, yeah.
Hi, TD. I think you should check out the Nervy wrist controller. With the exception of the wires, it is very close. There are other variations out there, much more recent than the Power Glove. Oh, I remember we talked about the Power Glove.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is the prediction in Children of Men, which was kind of true, kind of not. Maybe we'll see.
That's right. Okay, let's remind ourselves. What is this?
2006. That's almost 20 years ago. Here's a prediction for tech in 2027. So they were predicting tech 21 years in the future. Did they get this right?
That's
we
cool.
only got a hold of 2 Goyas. That thing in Madrid was a real blow to ours. We got to keep Las Meninas and a few other Velasquez.
So we've got this interesting control. So we just have controllers like this, right? Today. Regular console controllers or a keyboard and mouse. But he's got this weird, like, bionic thing going on.
Individual fingers and like the way the wire flexes produces a voltage in his wristband, and then it tells. Oh, that's interesting.
Interesting. Okay, first off, this isn't happening in 2027, most likely. It's in late 2024 now. I don't see this tech coming out. However, should it be coming out?
We have seen things like this. Can
Power Glove.
Yeah. Can you look up?
What are we doing? Power Glove?
Power Glove?
The
That's
Nintendo,
the Nintendo one.
From like the 80s, right?
Right.
Gosh, it was terrible.
I never had this one. I did have the PlayStation Glove. Can we look that one up too?
Okay, PlayStation Glove. PlayStation. This one?
Yeah. Hot
garbage.
So terrible.
Yeah. This movie was made in 2006.
The PlayStation was so bad.
Yeah, and the Power Gloves were before our time, but apparently it was also hot garbage.
So Hi TDE is saying Nervy wrist controller.
Yeah, so there is actually maybe some tech out right now. So what is this? It somehow tracks your movement.
It's like a watch size. That's sleek.
Coupled with AI. Sorry, I had to mute there. Had some sirens.
Oh, okay. I was like, did we just lag out? What happened here?
Yeah.
My internet's like iffy sometimes.
So is this like one of those controllers that you have for VR where it tracks your position? Or is it more than that?
I don't know.
It looks at the tendons. No way. Look at row 3, column 2.
1, 2, 3, column 2. I think this is like a medical thing. This is unrelated.
No, never mind. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure about the tech, but our commenter said this is it's pretty close, I gotta say, to the Children of Men prediction.
Oh man, couple this with some AR glasses.
Yep.
So the AR glasses do like the spatial reasoning, and then the Nervy wrist gets you all sorts of data about flexion and rotation and positioning in space.
What is that? Row 2, column 1?
Row 2, column 1. This thing.
Yeah. So she's got the thingies on, which is tracking where her wrists are, so she can, I don't know, sling virtual arrows. Okay.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
I wonder how widespread this will be in 2027. Probably not that widespread, but it exists. So maybe the prediction's pretty solid.
Gosh, I haven't heard anything about it, but I hope it comes out. That's pretty neat.
It could be neat, yeah.
Gosh, imagine coupling this to, say you're like working on a tank. Okay. So like you send an android or a robot out to like turn the wheels on a tank, but you could be at base. You could be at base with these Nervy wrist controllers with a fully VR headset, and then you could just be doing maintenance to the robot.
That's cool.
safe.
You have the robot with a bunch of hands and tools and stuff.
Yep.
And you back at HQ, not on the
Mhm.
battlefield, can safely roll the robot in and do maintenance in the field. And if the robot gets killed or the tank gets killed, whatever.
Like,
they
all right,
didn't die.
I mean, robot. Yeah.
Just deploy the next robot.
Heck,
That could be
even
cool.
not military things, even if like say you're cooking this big old vat of like fudge or whatever, right? And like you're not gonna shove your hand in there, but there's like a corner of the pot of the fudge that doesn't get mixed. So you could have your nervy wrist controllers and a VR headset or an AR headset, and then you could control a robotic arm that goes in there and like scoops the edge out so that it can mix properly. Pretty neat.
The most advanced spatula of all time. But hey.
Okay, I mean, like, yeah, okay. yeah, right. I mean, it solves like a potential medical injury, something.
Yeah, that's right. Instead of getting a human in there where it's all hot, you can spray
okay.
arm.
Less ridiculous example. You could put these on the arms of like race car drivers, because I know for driving sim people that have like those rigs that are like tens of thousands of dollars, that one of the hardest things to do is to get the amount of torque required like accurate to an actual driving simulation. So you could have these on the wrists on the drivers of Formula One drivers, and you could actually feel like how hard are they turning, and then you map that back to what the torque requirements are for your at-home simulator, and then you get real good simulation. Now that sounds silly because it's like people racing at home, but you map that onto flying airplanes, and now you have a realistic flight simulator.
I see. I see what you're saying. So this is not using it to manipulate objects or anything. You're saying just as a measurement device. It could be good for
sure,
data.
right?
Yeah. Okay, I like it. Yeah,
Good.
especially if you got a pro, like one of the best in the world, you could figure out their precise movements and then use that for coaching, or use that for training at another time. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
I learned about this thing. I think it was an Olympian swimmer, and her coach was like, we're going to get data. We're going to get real serious about this. We're going to measure all your body mechanics and what makes you faster. And so like really optimized how to do their sport well. You could put this on the wrists of like tennis players and like figure out what exactly is their arm trajectory. Is there a little bump in it? Is there a twist in it? And like, you're real good.
Oh yeah. Oh man, sports, it's not an art anymore. It's just a science.
Yeah.
Get down to those technical details.
Yeah, you're removing the humanity out of it, but
yeah, but got to win. So
I want to win.
Difference between winning and losing could be millions. Got to do it. Got to do
it. Millions of dollars. Is that what you said?
Yeah. Millions of dollars.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah. So good comment on that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's
did not know about this tech.
Yeah. Thank you. Hi TD. Cool comment. Okay, let's switch gears a little bit. I was watching Star Trek Picard season 1 episode 6, and I saw this interaction with these former Borg people, and I want your opinion. I want your reaction to it. Ready?
Okay.
I would never have believed that assimilation could be undone.
The former Borg, and they like fixed his skin.
Okay.
They did cosmetic surgery to make his scarring less bad. But they didn't give him an eye. Like give him an eye. Like why'd you like you're like, we can fix you, we can de-simulate you, but then here's your one eye. Like give him an eye. What are we doing?
Actually, can they not grow biological eyes in the Federation?
I don't know, and I don't think they even need to. You can transport people, right? Like if you can break people down into some type of data stream, why can't you just and then make it reappear somewhere else? Why can't you just copy his other eye and then make a copy there?
That's a good point. You could put him into a replicator.
Yeah.
Replicator scanner, and then isolate the eye part. And then you have once you have the eye scanned, you can transplant, I guess, that into the other eye socket.
And gosh, it's an eye. It's like it's one of the organs in the human body that we have multiple of. So it's you just take this one, you copy it. It's not like you're asking for a heart. Well, if you're missing a heart, you're just missing a heart. Like you have nothing to copy. Like you have an eye, just copy it.
That's right. And in fact, Geordi. So Geordi was completely blind. So I guess they didn't have any eyes. They big working eyes that they could replicate.
Opaque things. Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
But
yeah,
they
yeah,
did
exactly.
eventually have the mechanical eye that was like superior to the human eye.
That's right.
So
Like
put
one
one
of
of
the
those
later
in.
movies. One of the later
Yeah.
movies after the TNG series. Like
Yeah.
he took off his visor and he had like, or he didn't take out something. Like you ran into him, he was like captain, and he had these like sparkly eyes or something.
Yeah. That was in First Contact, I believe. They somehow
Hmm.
worked the tech. But now that I'm even thinking about it, maybe when we should be like every 6 months or something, everybody should be going to a replicator scanner and having their whole body scanned, and then have all the organs scanned and isolated and stuff. So if you ever like have an emergency, just quickly replicate the heart and put the heart in. It'd be exactly this heart that is yours. And if you did that every 6 months, anytime there's a medical emergency, you get exactly your heart.
Exactly. Right? So you can effectively wind back the clock. Say you get like liver cancer, where you're like, well, I didn't have liver cancer a year ago, so let's just swap it out.
That even makes even more sense now. You take the scanner and you like scan your organs at like 18 or whatever the peak age is, 21.
Healthy, whatever it is. Yeah.
And you have those in a bank, a data bank, all the data there for replication. And every 5 years or something, you just hot swap out,
refresh it,
the used organs for the perfect organs. Boom.
Yeah, right.
Body's healthy.
You could party so hard, just wreck your liver. Who cares? Pancreas, all the sugar. I don't care. Just replace it.
In fact, now that I'm thinking about it, forget about replacing organs. Just scan the whole 21-year-old body and do a hot swap of the brain. Done.
Yeah, right. I mean, it must be possible. It should be possible in the Star Trek universe because they have like memory engrams, so they can, and they're teleporting people. That means you somehow break their body down into code and then reassemble it correctly.
Yeah.
So just cut out the old brain bit wherever that is, put in the new brain bit.
Yeah. Is this one of those situations where like the tech in Star Trek is just so overpowered that like if you take the tech to its logical conclusion, it's like, oh, this is really changes the entire world too much. Just kind of ignore.
But maybe Starfleet has some rules about what we effectively figured out was immortality. And so maybe they make it illegal. I don't know.
Oh, that's brutal.
I just thought it was messed up for this guy.
Yeah,
like we can fix your skin. Like we'll do that cosmetic surgery, but your eye, which would like would functionally help your life, no, you can just one eye.
I mean, okay, so you think an eye would be non-controversial, but maybe if they let it for eyes, and then somebody lets it happen for livers and hearts, and before you know it, you slippery slope all the way down to immortality, and the Federation's like, nope.
No. Okay, hard no for everyone.
But I would just get on a ship, go outside the Federation with a replicator,
like 20 miles. It's international space waters.
I mean, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely right.
Choice between that and death. Hell yeah.
Choice between that and death. Oh, you're still doing immortality. I was talking about just the eye.
Well, yeah, okay. Let's say, he has his eye, and they're like, you can't do it, it's outlawed. It's like, well, if I go into the neutral zone, to a moon, and bring a replicator with me, and just pop it in. Done.
Right. I mean, like, who's going to stop me? I'm in the neutral zone.
In the neutral zone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or even better, you go to like, the rim or whatever.
The rim.
Outside of, I don't know. I've never seen a map of, like the galaxy in Star Trek. So I don't know if there's like unclaimed planets in space that you could go to where it's free for all. Maybe.
Gosh, what would it be like if you went to like a Cardassian planet and then you got some surgery and you came back and everyone's like, how'd you get that surgery, dude?
Like, don't worry about it.
Seems like I feel like you shouldn't have had that. You're like, hey, it was in a different country, like whatever, different planet, but like whatever.
Hey,
you cop, get off my back.
Yeah. I think we have one more video about. Actually, this is about Star Trek as well. Strange New Worlds. That battle between the Gorn and the humans.
Yeah, it's a good fight. So I guess just watch it first.
This is sorry. This is Phintasmo. I like this channel. He does good analysis of various science fiction shows. Pretty good.
Okay.
Modern Star Trek divides the fan base, but once in a while it produces an absolute winner. Strange New Worlds featured one of Trek's best space battles in years. Captain Pike and the Enterprise crew locked in a desperate fight for survival against a relentless and terrifying enemy. Let me tell you the story of New Trek's best space battle.
I thought that I looked.
I agree with that assessment. I really enjoy Strange New Worlds, and that fight with the Gorn, like, edge my seat.
Mm-hmm.
Appropriately sinister.
Now, to call New Trek hit and miss is an understatement. Some entries turn off a lot of longtime fans, while others give them hope that there might still be some life in the franchise. Nothing embodies this sense of whiplash more than Strange New Worlds. Unlike Discovery and Picard, it's very episodic. Every week they can kind of hit the reset button and have a new chance to impress. It's not perfect, but there are some real gems, including Memento Mori, which for my money has the best space battle modern Star Trek has ever been able to pull off.
It does feel like Star Trek Strange New Orville a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I agree that there is a weekly-ish, weekly reset-ish.
Mhm.
So far, I mean, we're watching Star Trek Strange New Worlds episode 5 right now, or 6.
Yeah.
And there is an overarching story, but there's like mood resets every episode. Sure.
Yeah.
Orville was also very good. So
Yeah.
I see how these two shows have a similar feel.
Yeah.
The opening setup conjures up a great sense of rising dread. The Enterprise crew investigate a colony that's gone dark.
No
They're
helmets.
greeted by what is for Star Trek a shocking amount of gore.
Not an evacuation. Massacre.
A ship of survivors shows up. They're dazed and confused. They don't know what it was that hit them. The transporters won't work, so they begin evacuating them to the Enterprise the old-fashioned way.
Such a bad move, but I guess if that's the old-fashioned way and it's your backup, I mean, that's what you got to do. You got to do.
Yeah, we talked about that coming up, how that was really weird that the transporters didn't work. It's like, make them work. If you can.
That's right. They said something about it was like a mining something.
Yeah.
They had radiation protected
Shielding,
armor,
yeah.
shielding.
And it put
Why
the
don't they-
Enterprise in a precarious position tactically.
Why couldn't
Yeah.
the Enterprise have sent out a shuttle? The shuttle has its extendo docking thing with their
Yeah.
ship, and then you transport people off the shuttle.
Right. And then if something hits the fan, well, the Enterprise can take care of business, full up shields, and the shuttle and the ship are left stranded, but that's better than everybody getting killed.
Agreed.
Yeah, weird.
Let's continue.
La'an, the security chief, is on edge. A child survivor mentions monsters and describes the noise that they make. This gives La'an a sudden epiphany, and she realizes what's about to happen. She tells the bridge to perform a specific kind of scan, and sure enough, there's something strange lurking just
I think it's polarized EM radiation.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Scientist. Okay, yeah, continue.
behind a nearby moon. Captain Pike orders shields up, but it can't be done because of the evacuation tube. The Enterprise is a sitting duck. That's when the mystery ship reveals itself and attacks.
It's the Gorn.
Now,
Oh,
the Gorn
yeah.
are a classic Star Trek alien from the original series.
A lightsaber.
Captain Kirk famously
Wait a minute.
battled one in
What?
Is that Gorn got a lightsaber? What is this?
No way.
Looks like it, right?
It looks lightsaber-ish, but there's not lightsaber. No way.
Could just be a flashlight. Yeah, hard to say. Good
Yeah.
point.
Also, it's
the original
1966, 70, 67.
Mhm.
Lightsabers didn't exist yet. Uh-oh. No, that's no way.
No way.
series. Captain Kirk famously battled one in the episode Arena.
Double fist.
They hadn't been
A
used
double
much
fist.
since. The rubber suit looks hokey, and it's one of these things they chose not to revive for TNG, DS9, or Voyager. They made a brief appearance in the prequel show Enterprise, this time in CGI and a little more acrobatic. But in Strange New Worlds, it's made clear from the get-go that we should forget what little we think we know about the Gorn. This version is a full reimagining, and all bets are off.
I agree with that assessment. So on season 1, episode 5 or 6 now, I don't think we've seen the Gorn.
I don't think we have. No, not like the creatures up close. We've just
Not like
seen
the-
them referenced.
Right. And we see the ships or something.
Yeah.
I like that because then it leaves your imagination to be kind of anything.
That's right. And it's a good reimagining because there was a lot of budget constraints back in the day, so they couldn't do what they wanted to do, and now we can do it. So
Mhm.
it's pretty cool.
Can you imagine if we encounter some rubber suit looking aliens Like, oh, you look hokey. They're like, this is our skin. Like, what the heck?
What the heck? It's
What-
us.
We are prey. When they hunt, they're unrelenting.
Enterprise is severely damaged by the Gorn ambush and takes refuge in a brown dwarf circling a black hole. The Gorn are hunters, and the wounded Enterprise is their prey. Now, I know what you're going to say. We've all seen Kirk battle Khan in the Mutara Nebula, and this certainly owes something to that classic battle. But there's no shame in borrowing from the best, so long as you put a new twist on it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down for homages, and it's their own IP.
Sure, it does feel like it, but yeah, I'm totally on board.
It's not like they're like stealing Harry Potter, like Expelliarmus. Like, different. It doesn't make any sense.
And Strange New Worlds certainly does. Khan versus Kirk is a battle of wits between two big personalities. But a big part of what makes this whole episode work is the terror of the unknown. Throughout this entire encounter, we never actually hear from the Gorn or see what they look like. What we do learn about them is grotesque, but also strange and incomprehensible. Our understanding of what they are and what drives them is deliberately very incomplete. Other Trek shows have played around with this kind of idea, the apprehension of encountering a mysterious, unknown enemy. But here on Strange New Worlds, the concept is executed particularly well, and told in the form of a space battle that runs through the entire episode. So, the first phase was the ambush. Now Captain Pike has to figure out how to keep one step ahead of the pursuing Gorn.
Hey, I like this guy. I like his analysis.
Yeah, it's good analysis. Yeah, every time this guy drops a video, immediate watch for me. Yeah, for sure.
Both ships are blind in the clouds. The Enterprise has no shields and only one torpedo, and they can't even fire it because the brown dwarf will disrupt its guidance systems. Spock figures out an unconventional way to track the Gorn.
The navigation systems constantly take in atmospheric data to maintain stability. Marking Coriolis force readings would allow us to triangulate movement inside the gas giant.
And sure enough,
we talked about that, right?
I'm not sure it makes any sense, but
like, no way. Come on, Spock.
It works. But when the Gorn ship pops up on the view screen, it's headed right for them. Can it see them too, or is it running blind? The Enterprise crew has to hold their nerve as the enemy closes in on them.
ETA's 1 minute.
It's a great little scene of rising tension. One of the crew members, Ortegas, is on the verge of breaking, and that's a really good choice.
Evasive maneuvers?
She's the smart aleck of the bridge crew, the cocky ace pilot.
Preparing to engage the enemy.
She's super fun.
Yeah, she's super fun.
Keep us steady, Hal.
Humbling her a little here and having her be the one that wavers has an impact. It underlines how tense things are. In the end, they hold their nerve, and the Gorn passes them by. It can't detect them. The tension is released, and Pike senses a chance to take advantage. They can't fire that one torpedo they have, but they can sneak up close to the Gorn without being seen. That means the Enterprise can drop it on them rather than launch it. Pike
They weren't seen because the brown dwarf was... So the Enterprise assumed that the Gorn also couldn't see through the brown dwarf. Oh, that's right, because they came close to each other, and then the Gorn kept going, so that you can just say like they can't sense us.
Right, so they snuck up on them and dropped the torpedo instead of shooting it, because I can't remember why, but that would have not worked.
I think the guidance systems were all messed up because of the brown dwarf. Like you could shoot it, but then you wouldn't guarantee a hit. So like sneak up on them and just put it in their pocket effectively.
Co celebrate, but their jubilation is cut short. This was part of the Gorn's tactics all along. They're perfectly willing to sacrifice one of their ships to draw the Enterprise out. Again, this plays into this idea of an alien whose motives and strategies they simply don't understand. The Enterprise crew use clever tactics to win, but it leads to an immediate escalation. They're in even deeper trouble now, facing off against 3 more Gorn ships.
Do insects do this? Like, would an ant colony sacrifice a couple ants to bait something? I'm guessing.
I think so. Don't if you're like in the kitchen and you see like a single ant in the kitchen, you're like, well, they haven't found it yet. That's like a scout. This is my ant lore that may or may not be true. If I kill that ant, then they won't find the food. But if I see a line of ants, then they found it. So the scout was kind of sent out there as a sacrificial lamb, and hopefully it returns.
I wonder. Okay, I have no idea. I'm not an antologist. Yeah, I wonder if they know where the ants are going. Like they're like, you go north, and you go north by northwest or whatever. And then if that ant doesn't come back, then they send like a rescue rescue party. I don't know. Or at least they know like someone disappeared or something.
Yeah, I think it's chemical trails with ants.
Mhm.
They like lay down chemicals, and then the other ants can follow. I doubt they send out rescue parties. No
Oh.
way. Maybe.
Should
To
we
see, like, what happened.
should we write a script about this? Get Pixar involved? Okay.
Pike thinks fast and takes his ship deeper into the Brown Dwarf, where pressure is high. The
Wait,
Enterprise
so
is a
hold
bigger,
on. So
sturdier.
the reason you brought that up is because that was a Gorn scout ship.
Right.
So it could be sacrificed
Right.
for the search.
Right.
And so they're insectish, the Gorn, perhaps.
Oh yeah, I said it because Phintasmo. I said that it was like an alien species and their motives are all different. And then I thought, like, do we have species here on Earth which we could maybe map it so it's not totally foreign,
Right.
And then I went with ants.
Sure. I think it makes sense.
Ship, and he's banking on it being able to withstand more abuse than the Gorn. This all links up with an earlier scene where we got some insight into Pike's command strategy. We learned that La'an, the security chief, has this backstory where she got captured by the Gorn in her youth and escaped. The experience was deeply traumatic, and she only remembers bits and pieces from the encounter. Pike notices that she's troubled and gives her some advice. He tells her as a bridge officer she needs to project absolute confidence. It's the only way to inspire others that miracles are possible. And
I just thought of this. So there are insects, I think how this how it works. It's they find some larger insect and they like infect it, which makes it want to come to them more.
I think that was a fungus, isn't it? The fungus infects it and it makes it want to climb the tree. And then it dies, and then the spores infects others.
Right.
I don't know if there's parasitic insects on insects like that, but maybe.
So, or like rabies, right? Rabies, people get super thirsty, which drives them to water, and then that's how rabies like spreads more into water or something like this.
Okay. I thought they had water phobia if you get rabies.
Oh.
Don't you go crazy and get all bitey? And that's how it transfers? Rabies is
I think
weird.
that's right. Where was I going with this? I was going with this. Would it be wild if La'an was like a sleeper agent, effectively? Like the Gorn kidnapped her, and then they send them back out into space. That way, you bring more people in.
Okay.
And like,
Somehow
how would La'an even know if she was like sleeper cell agent?
Right, if they like implanted something, maybe like a virus, or just even like an idea in her head, and that's advanced, and that's why they leave a survivor behind. That's diabolical.
Oof.
and make them go beyond what they think are their limits. Now, in the heat of battle, Pike puts this into practice. The pressure on the hull grows as they lure one of the enemy ships deeper and deeper. And rather than make it abstract, we actually get to see consequences of this. Lower decks are buckling, evacuations are ordered. Some make it out, others aren't so lucky. Pike's ship is falling apart around him, but he never lets his anxiety show. His display of confidence pays off, and they outlast the Gorn ship, which crumples under the pressure. And I've got to give a little shout out to Babylon 5 here. They used a very similar scenario to this in their third season. There's now two Gorn ships left out there somewhere in the galaxy.
Wait, say again?
Just that Babylon 5 scene is very similar. They do it on Jupiter. Very cool.
Gas cloud, a big one and a smaller one. La'an and Spock head out in a shuttle to scout. They find the Gorn engaging in a strange form of communication involving light. La'an recognizes this from her earlier encounter, but she needs to confront her trauma to regain access to her lost memories. To do this, she mind melds with Spock and retrieves the information.
What is this? What was that?
Wild.
Retrieve.
This thing is wild. Watch our video. It's wild.
Yeah. Also, strange form of communication involving light. That's what we do. So radio. You know, that's what.
Yeah, gosh, it's strange because we don't use flashlights, but effectively every time we talk, we're sending a little electromagnetic wave, and then you stop, and then you start again. You stop and you start again. It's like that's flashing.
And then what cables, like undersea cables and coax cables, are literally sending light
Literally
through the
optic
cable,
fibers, right?
through the optic fibers. Yeah. So, and it's encoded. So we could. I don't think it's that strange. They just decided to use visible for some reason.
Mm-hmm. And it's like divergent light, which means there's a limited range on this thing before it gets too weak.
Right.
It's not like tight focused beam. It's like spread out.
It doesn't. Also, visible light gets absorbed by a lot of things, whereas radio and other will pass right through. So there's disadvantages to that. I don't know why the Gorn chose visible, but
we should talk about that on our science channel about what the galaxy looks like in different wavelengths.
That's true. That's cool.
We'll talk about that later. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
In a strange form of
go forward. Here we go. Somewhere there.
Signals of their own to trick the larger ship into thinking the smaller one has been boarded.
Culling the weak makes them stronger. Survival of the fittest.
Now, this is probably the weakest part of the encounter. La'an's selective memory is a bit of a contrived plot device.
Dealing with mental trauma, resurfacing hidden memories can be painful, even dangerous.
And despite...
I felt that same way too. Like the mind meld part and going to your memories, it felt like this doesn't seem reasonable.
That's right. Especially the fact that the code worked, which we have a video about coming up.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Kind of teasing that there might be some kind of cost or negative consequence to this mind meld. There aren't any. So now we go to the final phase. There's one big ship left, and the Enterprise is no match for it. So Pike hatches a plan to fake their own demise.
Gravitational redshift is an optical illusion that occurs as an object falls into a black hole. To any outside observer, it would appear as though the object has stopped just outside the black hole.
The Enterprise emerges from hiding, and the big ship pursues. They drop a large piece of machinery out the airlock and detonate it at just the right moment, tricking the Gorn into thinking they've been destroyed. Now, all this time there's been this B-plot in the cargo hold. Fresh-faced cadet Uhura is shadowing Hemmer, the grumpy engineering chief. They get stuck in the cargo hold and have to rely on...
Yeah, I mean, he's such a stick in the mud, just constantly.
...each other to keep the ship in one piece. It's a cute character piece, and it pays off in the final act as Pike's plan puts these two people we know in direct jeopardy.
Uhura, report.
We're still here.
That is pretty cool.
With that,
the
the Gorn leave...
like converged with the A story to solve the story. That's pretty cool.
I wonder how obscure, how unimportant could the B story be that turns out to be critical for A? That'd be fun. It'd be fun to write an episode where it's like I'm cleaning my teeth, and it's like at the very end, like, we need your teeth cleaner.
Yeah, but it makes sense. That'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
And the Enterprise survives, limping back to base for repairs. In the aftermath, we get a moment to breathe and reflect on the consequences. 7 dead crewmen, and the knowledge that the Gorn are expanding their hunting grounds. And then we cut to credits, without any needless faffing around. This space battle is ambitious. It spans nearly the whole episode, and it does nearly everything right. The initial ambush puts the Enterprise on the back foot against a relentless enemy that they don't understand. After that, we get a cycle of tension and release that keeps things moving all the way to the finale. The battle against the first ship is a test of nerves and a show of ingenuity by Pike. The fight against the second ship shows Pike's command philosophy put into practice. We really learn a lot about what kind of captain he is in this episode. Taking out the third ship has more good character moments, with La'an having to confront her trauma in order to make the breakthrough. All that leading us to the final movement, a battle that can't be won, only survived. It's not without its faults. Like I said, La'an's selective memory is slightly contrived, and there are no consequences for her mind meld. And in later episodes, when they do reveal more about the Gorn, it's a little underwhelming. They're basically xenomorphs. But this space battle is still a gem. Proof.
What's a xenomorph?
That's the alien from Alien.
Let's look that up real quick. Oh.
Yeah, just the Xeno. They're called Xenos. Instead of, because calling them aliens is like wildly confusing. Like,
yeah, they're basically aliens, which is like every alien ever. Okay. I see.
Yeah.
New Trek can occasionally get it right. But what do you think? Is my praise misplaced? Are there any other moments that made you reconsider the potential of New Trek? Let me know in the comments. Until next.
Yeah, we'll put this guy's video in the description. He's really it's really good stuff. I have some issues with the science with the battle, but I like the the analysis. It's good stuff.
Yeah, more or less, I agree.
Yeah.
Very nice video of Phintasmo.
Yeah. All right, I think that's all we got for today, right?
That's it. That's all that's on the docket.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll see you guys next time.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Why did you say bye?